Hello, I'm Michael Wilson, producer of the James Bond films. Any actor who plays Bond is besieged by the press. Roger Moore was particularly good with reporters, offering a light touch when answering often repetitive questions. These clips were compiled from a series of interviews Moore performed with international reporters on December 5, 1976, opening day of the 007 stage at Pinewood Studios.
I mean, I don't take a gun home and shoot spies that are running around the garden. I don't tear around in fast cars with fast ladies. I lead a normal life. You know, if I were playing Othello, I wouldn't go home and murder my wife. Some wives, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Well, there's a great difference because The Saint was made for television. Bond is not made for television. That is one of the differences. The other difference is, of course, that Simon Templar was a private person doing things for other people to help them, and was rather a Boy Scout because of the rules of television. And Bond is an assassin, licensed to kill, and licensed to do a lot of other things because it's on the cinema screen and not television. Which one I prefer? I always prefer what I'm doing at the moment. At the moment I'm doing this, I prefer this. You have to remember that the Fleming books were written now, you know, many years ago. You know, I forget what year he died, but I think it's at least 15 years since a Bond book was written. And times have changed. For example, The Spy Who Loved Me, the book, has nothing to do with The Spy Who Loved Me, the film we're making. I try to make films that are entertaining. I personally, my own feelings are that if there is a message to be sent, then you can send it better by post or through the telegraph office. And apart from that, people have enough problems in the world without going and seeing them on the screen. It's better they should escape from the humdrum, normal existence into the world of fantasy and relax. That's what entertainment means. The Greek theatre meant to transport the audience to the gods, which meant you let them see heaven, which is another way of saying take oneself out of oneself. Well, not at the moment, I don't know of anything that I particularly want to do. I wait until my bank manager says that the funds have dwindled, and then I look for another film, which may be next week. Well, no, in between each Bond film, I make 2 or 3. In fact, I've made 4 films since I finished Man with the Golden Gun. Well, there was always fantasy in Bond. You know, it is the fantasy of Bond that I think is the thing over the years that's kept Bond going. Well, yes, there is a certain formula, but there have to always be, in that formula, there are surprises. And this, like the Bonds before it, is full of surprises. In fact, most of them surprise me. I don't know, but if you get a script, and you can find out what the plot is, you tell me. Well, immediately after this, it'll be in 5.5 or 6 months that I've been shooting. I'm going off to Switzerland, and I'm going to have as long a holiday as I can. My family, I have 3 children, a daughter of 13, a boy of 10, and another one of 3. And a wife, of course. You can't have 3 children without a mother.
Of course.
Well, we play together a great deal. You know, they all swim with me, and they're anxious that I should continue working as I am. They're anxious for the reason that they want to continue to live into the style which I've accustomed them. And I'm anxious to keep on working to make sure that they do. The more action there is, the less lines there are to learn, which is much easier for me, because I'm one of those action actors. I jump around, and if I don't feel like jumping around, I get somebody else to do for me because I'm lazy. Okay.